Hey everybody, Greg Rice from Nexus Property Management, and I saw something yesterday that really piqued my interest. The Trump administration is considering offering 50-year mortgage terms instead of the traditional 30-year mortgage terms. And they're doing that as an attempt to ease the burden on home buying, because we all know how difficult it is, how expensive it is, and how competitive it is, right? I was talking to a good friend, Sam Hunt, who is looking for a property, and he said 40 people showed up to an open house for a two-family. I mean, it's still that way, and people are still going over ask and, waiving inspections and the whole thing. So I heard 50-year mortgage term, and I said, interesting, because yes, there's pros and cons, but the pro is it would be easier to qualify. You would have better debt to income ratios, and you would also have a lower payment, right? Almost half lower of what a 30-year term would be. But you're going to take a long time to start building equity. It'll probably be 15, 20 years before you actually start making a dent into the principal. And you're going to be paying so much interest over the life of that loan. I don't even know. If you bought a $500,000 house, you'd probably pay $1 million or more in just in interest over the 50 years. And you would probably, the mortgage would probably outlive you. So that would be left for your heirs to decide if you even care about that. But it's just a creative measure, I thought, for essentially to try to offer some type of relief. Because right now, the Fed is, slowly lowering rates down, but to get it where it needs to be for people to have that comfort that they used to, I mean, it's going to take much more from the Fed for that to happen. So I thought that this was an interesting way to offer some type of relief now, and the government would back it and subsidize it, I imagine, and it could offer real results instantly. And yes, like I said, those cons would exist, but I think a lot of people would put those aside because they just want to at least get into a house, get out of that apartment, get out of their in-laws, right? Get out of the multifamily, whatever they got going on, and get on with the show. So that's all I got. Just a quick little vid here, but yeah, 50-year term over a 30-year term. And my strategy, actually, I love the 50-year, is I don't give a shit how long the mortgage is. My goal as an investor is the lowest monthly payment possible. I'm not in a race to have all my assets free and clear. Frankly, if that happens, I'm doing something wrong at this age. Okay? I like debt. Debt is leverage for me. Debt is a write-off for me. Debt is motivation for me too. So for that reason, I would opt for a 50-year term. I don't know if they would offer them for rental property purchases, but that's a lower payment. I'm getting the higher rents now, and I can put that money to something else. So that differs as an owner-occupant, however. But still, who wouldn't love a lower payment? And you could always refinance that 50-year term, right? If rates get better, if you want to get that paid off quicker, or if you have some equity that builds up in that time frame, so you could still play around with it, but it gives you a little bit of breathing room now. And I think affordability is a bipartisan issue, and everybody can coalesce on that, or so we think. But I just thought this was something that was an interesting idea. I've never heard such a thing, and I've never seen. Right? I only know 15, 20, 25, and 30-year terms, so this would definitely be the most interesting one I've ever seen. Any questions, don't ask me because I don't know the answer. This is all I know, all right? Once again, Greg Rice from Nexus Property Management, your property and your half-a-century mortgage term managed.